This is the Super Sports Schools podcast, bringing you stories of our future stars, powered by Spur Steak Ranchers.
1, 2, 3, go!
I mean, it was definitely the reason I went to Rondebosch, because I was torn between schools. And school, I'm not going to name drop them, but they're co-ed school, not that great at sports in Cape Town. And they seem cool. And then I watched 55-12 with my friend, and that solidified it for me. So
That was a match that kind of, when we were in grade 8, is what that was in the law of the school, was 55-12. Rondebosch beat Bishops at some point.
That's a big derby, though, eh?
yeah.
Yes, that's the southern suburbs
the one,
derby.
yeah.
Saxon Weinberg like to think theirs is a derby, but so what we want to talk about today is obviously taking sport further, going professional, opportunities overseas, and that's why we've got Hugh here. So can you tell us a bit more about how you've got involved in it and what it is that you do?
Warren from Bloomstein from BrUSA Sports. How did I get into it? So, like you guys know, I went to a top boys school in Johannesburg. After school, I think it's a top boys school. After school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and footy was my passion. So, started going into the world of coaching. Those that can't play sometimes coach. Did my local licenses, and then I wanted something different. I wanted a different experience. So I sort of used my knowledge of what I know about the football game, and I went across to America, where I spent over a fair length of period, but altogether about 3 years. And I coached a lot in the youth game up in Boston, and that got me involved with the collegiate game. So at the youth organization that I worked for, I had to pretty much help the kids, that are in matric or finishing matric, get into the collegiate game. And that's where I got an understanding of what it's about. And it was really intriguing because as you guys know, it's an incredible industry on that side. There's over 4,500 different institutions. So it's a big sport in background to choose from. We're just trying to give an opportunity to students that want to go across. And, through our experience, Gav's got 2 sons that have gone through it. So he understands the system. I've been there, I've coached it. Mark was in it. So he went through the process of getting scouted, doing applications and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, together we, got a nice thing going. And if we can get more kids across, we don't want to take kids out of the system. Let's not be wrong. We want to just elevate them to the next level. And if we can do that by giving them an opportunity to go and earn a internationally recognized degree for 4 years and play collegiate sports at a high standard, I think that's fantastic. Afterwards, they come back, and you never know, they could change things on the side, or pretty much into the workspace in a different part.
That's super cool. Throughout, you keep touching on this, and I have to know, I'm a South African student.
Yeah.
I've heard here and there, I've had a few friends here, guy from another school here that's gone overseas to swim at Wyoming or something like that. I'm pretty good at sports. What's the dream? Sell it to me. I'm a top class.
What's your dream? That's the question we ask.
Not me. Pretend I'm athletic. Let's pretend.
Visualize.
But what's that 4 years looking like?
Yeah.
What is the journey?
Look, I think a lot of families don't understand the American system at all. And they think it's America, it's not really one where we want to go. But the collegiate game is massive. The infrastructure, the amount of money that's generated through the systems of people coming to watch and fans and stuff, it's put back into the college game, and that's where scholarships comes into it. So, the chance you go pro is, as we know, is slim. So we have to be realistic at times. And if we can give those students a chance to earn a degree, and still have a dream of playing collegiate sports, which is of a high standard. So there's different divisions. There's different backgrounds of standards that require you to go into your top D1s or D2 schools. But if you're playing in those environments, even at some of the smaller schools, there's still a good standard. I wouldn't say it's a mini professional world, but you groomed as a student athlete, so you've got your time to go and train, you've got your time to go and do the games, but you're not missing any class time. So going back to your question of what's the dream, I'm going to sell it to you. It's America. Who doesn't want to go to America? Big schools are there, your Clemsons, your Oregons, your Alabamas. You've watched TV, you've seen all those schools. You spoke about UCL earlier. If you want to go there, we can try and make it happen. But every student needs to understand there's requirements that are needed to be met if you want to go into those systems. So we don't only take elite athletes and academic students. There's a avenue for everyone. You know, if you've got a dream of playing college sports and you got a dream of going to America to earn a degree, we can definitely make it happen. So we don't force anyone away. We try and help as many students as possible to give everyone an opportunity. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I might have gone around a little bit, but
No, you know, it
yeah.
actually did more to answer my question because I mean, often the discourse around American collegiate sports is that it's too sport focused.
Yeah.
That these students aren't really there to get degrees. They're put into easy programs where they aren't becoming well-rounded individuals, and they're just there for the sports. They're not students. But the fact that your focus is very much, okay, guys, you're probably not gonna make it pro, but you can get a really good degree from an internationally acclaimed university.
Yeah.
and have an incredible sporting experience at the same time, because we talk as well about like the Pole Derby here in South Africa. It's the biggest schoolboy rugby derby in the world, whatever. That's a small college game
Small fractions compared to that.
in America. So even just to have that experience, if you do go on to be pro, I mean, that's an incredible setup. Playing in front of a crowd, 50, 60,000 strong, even more, amazing. The setup it gives you.
Yeah.
Being in the most advanced sporting development systems in the world, amazing as well, while also having the academics, which I think a lot of the time people think doesn't happen.
Well, that's the thing is your academics. I mean, your sporting talent gets you into a roster of your sporting code, and it potentially helps you earn a scholarship. You know, whether it's a full or partial. But your academics actually get you into the school to go and study. And if you're not meeting certain requirements, you won't be eligible to go into the systems. And they got different athletic associations that govern student athletes, and sort of the two main focus points is one, making sure you pass and earn a degree, and two, that you're an amateur, so you're not playing any professional sports. So they want to encourage that throughout your 4-year program. Yeah, afterwards when you graduated, you can go pro if you get picked up. But yeah, if you're not passing, you won't be able to train, you won't be able to play, and you'll eventually lose your scholarship. So they put that emphasis. You have to do really well to maintain your ability to go and carry on playing and training. So I think that's important, and that's why a lot of families don't understand that. So going back as a student athlete, you're looked after. You really are looked after on that.
Warren, we're going to take a break in a couple moments, but before we do that, if anyone wants to find out more about BrUSA, sorry, how do we say it?
So it's BrUSA, yeah.
BrUSA. I love the SA,
Yeah.
USA, Brew, all of it together.
Yeah.
But if anyone wants to find out more about it, where can they do that?
So yeah, we got many platforms. Website's great because that gives you a lot of insights, and I think our website's up to date. It's quite modern, so it gives families a nice background on each sporting code as well as academics and sort of the different packages you get from our service point of view. But our website's www.BrUSAsports. So it's BrUSAsports.com. You can check us out on social media, Facebook, just at BrUSA Sports. And then all our contact details are there. Free evaluations come through, and we can go inside and figure out which is the best route for you or your daughter or your son.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
No
When
worries.
we come back, we're going to chat to one of the athletes involved in BrUSA.
Spur back bacon is like having fillet for breakfast. Because back bacon has more meat and less fat. And we grill that back bacon at 350 degrees. Then serve it with 2 large eggs, golden chips, grilled tomato, toast and jam. And at only $49.90 for our unreal breakfast. Why not bring the whole family? Spur, people with a taste for life. T's and C's apply.
Okay, Luca, can you tell us who you are, where you come from, what your school is, and why we're talking to you today? Because just in case we don't know.
All right, so I'm Luca Pereira. Go to St. Benedict's College in Bedfordview. I'm a athlete. I'm a footballer specifically. The reason that I'm here with you today is because I'm part of BrUSA. You could call me a client. And I have hopes that I can achieve what they've promised.
The dream they sold to Tim.
Yeah.
That Warren was selling to Tim a
That's
few
the
moments
dream they
ago.
sold
I
to
mean,
me.
what was the dream that was told to you?
Well, it wasn't really told to me because it's more of a dream that I've had for myself,
Okay, yeah.
having the opportunity to play football, almost, I know Warren said it's not like professional, but it's almost like professional level. They make you feel like a professional at least. And at the same time, being able to study, get a degree and have something to lay back on, Also just the prospect of moving overseas, it really excites me, just learning about new cultures, new people, new way of life. And it's the big America, man. Like,
I mean, football, soccer, whatever we want to call it.
Football.
Super sports schools, I've seen us call it both. So
It's football.
football.
football. Okay, we'll call it football.
It's
I'm
two against
outvoted.
one, Alex.
Yeah.
It's football.
I didn't say I wanted to call it soccer, but you are going to America, so you might have to get used to
I'll
that.
change it that time.
In South Africa, everyone, in terms of big successes, school sport wise, while obviously football is played throughout the country, we have the most FIFA registered clubs in the world of any country. It's not always one that's big in the media. It's not always one that will have a school football match on TV or even on super sports schools for quite a while. But now, obviously, there's a lot more, especially in KZN. So what's it been like taking, I guess, going far in football? Especially, I mean, we've come from an all-boys school. There was football, and it grew while we were there. But definitely rugby, hockey, those are the ones that have the big focus on them.
Well, as you said, football is the biggest sport in the world, and it's the biggest sport in South Africa by a large mile. The only thing is that it doesn't get the media coverage that other sports would get, such as, your rugby, hockey, cricket. But when you look at it the way I have, when you experience it the way I have, everywhere you go, football is loved in this country. It might not be shown, it might not be seen, but it is. It really is. It doesn't make as much money as rugby and cricket would in this country, but it really is the biggest sport in the country by large.
We need to hear a specific Premier League team from you. We need a.
The real question he's asking is, who do you support?
Glory, glory, Man United.
Okay, so we can't be friends. I'm glad to know that. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not salty at all.
You've hurt him. You'll just
Wait,
have to-
who do you support?
Gunners, my guy.
Okay, now you're having one good season. Now all the Gunners fans are out.
Hey, I had to hide for 8 years. Do you know how painful high school was being a
I can
being an Arsenal
imagine.
fan?
I can imagine.
Every Monday, I couldn't go to school. I wanted to wear a mask every day. COVID was beautiful because they didn't know it was me. And
Hey.
now we're doing great. And now I can go to campus with a smile on my face.
You spoke earlier about the different cultures, experiencing that. How excited are you for that, if that does become something that happens?
Well, I think I've seen it already. Football's taken me on an adventure. I've been all over the world because of football. I've experienced new types of football, new types of people. And yeah, in America, I think it's just advancing that adventure more, developing myself, as a person, on top of as an athlete and as a student. So yeah, America is just another step, but I'm hoping that it'll be the final step.
I think it's so cool that you can dream like that and have motivation to work towards it.
Yeah, I mean, some days I wish we had things like this around for us. Damn, I know we didn't leave high school that long ago, but we didn't have a BrUSA around us.
No.
Well, Bruce is here now.
No.
Yeah, no. So you
So
hear
what?
that, kids? You hear that, kids? Go contact BrUSA. I went on their website.
Tim
He
wished
wasn't,
he was
he wasn't
matriculating.
lying. It is really cool and modern. It's pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
I mean, you could probably go there, be one of the best
Honestly,
that's there.
worse than internal league. Best
I'll
in
go
America.
there, be
Once they hear that
fairly
you're South
decent
African,
rep.
you're in.
Oh, 100%.
You're in. I'm telling you, at Harvard, they had rugby posts up, but like the coaches didn't even know what they were called.
and they don't look that different to their Y-shaped.
Nah, I think they
Once.
should just use the same
They
field.
could just use the same field for both. I don't know how long an American football field is, but so you've actually been
Yeah,
to America to scope it out.
as Warren mentioned earlier, I was a part of the trip that went to Boston, the college experience. That was really, really nice. We got to see everything, the college life, number one, the facilities, the types of coaching that you receive, the types of schooling that you receive, how advanced they are in their sports and how much money they put into their sports. It's amazing to see. And once again, that drives your motivation to really want to be there, to experience that student athlete life. It really looks amazing.
Well, the last thing we're going to do with you now is what I think we've all been looking forward to the most.
Sir.
Tim has lost the one and only quiz he's been a part of.
Okay, we don't have to keep bringing that
To
up.
Coach Cooks. Reminder of the leaderboard. Both Mark Jury, CEO of Supersport, and Coach Cooks have 9. This is our Supersport Schools podcast quiz. Tim got 8 the last time round. You two are going to go head to head. Tim will go first, 60 seconds on the clock. He'll answer as many right as he can, and then you'll chase him. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
We're going to do that right now. Timothy Mutama,
Yes,
co-host
sir.
of the Supersport Schools podcast,
Big man.
up against Luca. Are you
Easy
ready?
opponents. Yes.
Your time starts now. True or false, in the last few years it has become illegal to have a runner in cricket?
False.
It's true. True or false, Nelson Mandela was a boxer?
True.
Correct. If the umpire does this in cricket, what does it mean?
I don't know.
Short run. True or false, a spectator and or coach can be shown a red card in water polo?
True.
Yep. What is the first name of the SA rugby legend whom Craven Week is named after?
Donnie.
Correct. If a rugby ref does this, what does it mean?
Short arm. Free kick.
Yeah. Which high school did Suleiman Hartzenberg attend?
Bishops. Yes.
Correct. The Under-19 Cricket Week for boys is named after which former SA cricketer?
I just watched it. Don't remember.
Don't remember.
Next.
Kai Majola. Which World Cup is happening in South Africa at the moment? You need to be specific. It starts tomorrow.
Cricket T20 Women's.
Yep. Which channel will Supersport Schools be on DSTV?
216.
Yep. The first time rugby was played at the Olympics, it took place in the 15s format, but who won the gold?
South Africa.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you because time is up and you got that wrong. And it is time for Luca to go. We're going to ask that question to him as well.
It's not South Africa, I promise. No,
It's
get South
not.
Africa. Get South Africa.
Yeah, no.
It's a good guess. I promise you.
I will say it is topical with what we've been speaking about today.
No.
Yes. Okay, Luca, are you ready? Your time starts now. The first time rugby was played at the Olympics, it took place in the 15s format, but who won gold?
America.
Yep. Over the past year and a bit, a clip of a schoolboy playing the saxophone as part of a war cry went viral on various social media platforms around rugby. Which school was the boy from? Pass?
Pass.
Rondebosch. Which province hosted the SWIPSA annual interprovincial water polo tournament in December last year?
Western Province.
KwaZulu-Natal. How many stumps are there on a cricket pitch in total?
3.
I'll give it to you. Yeah, you were going to say it.
in
It's fine.
total 6.
Yep. True or
six, my
false?
bad.
Supersport Schools has streamed more than 20 sports.
True.
Yep. How many holes does a typical golf course have?
18.
Correct. Which high school did Sia Khaleesi attend?
Grey College.
Oh, it's Grey High School. How long in meters is an Olympic swimming pool?
50.
Correct. In September last year, De Anker First 11 crushed Spring Boys High School to set what almost certainly is the SA school record for a 50-over cricket total. How many runs did they score? 550, 650, or 750?
550.
750. True or false? A hockey goalie is allowed to play. Time is up. Time is up. Okay. The results, Tim, you did exactly the same as before with 8. But Luke is entering the leaderboard as our highest school goer.
All right.
But you have finally beaten someone because Luca got 6. So there we go. However,
This feels like bullying.
however,
No.
the algorithm gave you a lot of true-false questions,
And the algorithm.
and you
was
still managed to get the same score as last time.
consistency.
And I got paragraph questions as well.
Consistency.
Off camera, we're doing another one.
All right, bless. Still beat you again.
No
Oh
worries.
my goodness. Okay, cool. Luca, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you,
on the episode. I'm sure we'll chat to you again to see how your journey progresses in America. Maybe call you in over the internet at some point once you're there. But good luck.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys.
So my name's Dylan Mills. I live in Johannesburg, South Africa. Studied and played soccer overseas for 4 years. Graduated, came back to South Africa, working at a Bidvest company now called Lithotech.
So you have gone to America. You've gone through this journey. Can you tell us a bit about that, what it was like?
So when I first left, obviously, I spoke to Gav and BrUSA Sports. The process, they take you along the process from start to end. They do all the work. But I would say the flight there, obviously, it's scary. It's daunting. You leaving all your friends and family behind to go to somewhere where you don't know what you're going to see on the other side. But once you're there, the coaches, staff members, other students, they welcomed me amazingly, settled down really fast, made good friends along the way. On the soccer side of things, you get that exposure to playing and obviously being coached by people who have been professional, have experienced that journey already. So from that perspective, it was awesome. Obviously, learned a lot about myself as well. Not having mommy and daddy around anymore, you gotta learn to grow up, look after yourself, and then also on the academic side of things, you have your student advisors who are amazing. They guide you through everything from day one till your very last day when you graduate. So with the help of them and obviously coaches, it made life easy over there and enjoyable at the same time, getting to study what you want to study and also playing a sport that you love at the same time.
And I find it interesting that everyone we've spoken to has, obviously it's not exclusive, but have gone over to America with football as a sport in South Africa that doesn't always get as much high profile coverage. Obviously, it's the most widely played sport, but it's not one that nationally we particularly excel in. So how does that impact, I guess, the performance in America? I mean, are the South Africans who go there to play football like the best of the best in America? Because obviously it's not a massive sport in America by any means.
It didn't used to be a massive sport in America. I think the amount of money that America have invested into soccer, let's call it soccer because that's what they would call it.
Yeah.
It's really growing a lot. I mean, you look at some of the players who are born in America now and have gone through the academies through America where they play now. You got players playing in Chelsea, you got players playing in Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich. So it is growing there and it's growing really fast. And I wouldn't say just because we South Africans going there that we are the best players. You play with players from Europe, you play with players from South America, all the continents where football was made and where it is.
Yeah, I think definitely for a sport like football, where in South Africa at university level, obviously football is played, but the standard of the coaching, the training alongside that academic involvement is nowhere near as good as it is over there. So I think that's such a cool way to do it. Do you think the differences between America and South Africa as a learning curve, as exposure, can you tell us a bit more about that and how that's impacted you?
So I would say there is a big difference. In America, you as a college athlete, you are literally treated like a professional athlete. You train every single day. Pre-season, you have 2-a-days. You have 2-hour fitness sessions in the morning, 2-hour afternoon sessions, which is more technical with the ball, tactic sort of trainings. But yeah, there is a huge difference. I mean, we had trainers with us 24/7 while we were on the field, in the bus, on the way to away games. There were trainers around.
Yeah, it's been interesting chatting to you as someone who's gone through the system and come back to South Africa. I think that's a cool example to use. But just before we end off, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think especially people in South Africa, children, teenagers in South Africa who want to go overseas, I think it's a good opportunity, especially if you're playing sport, even if you're not playing sport. If you just want to get out of here and go experience life a little bit on your own, I think going overseas is a great option. Like I said, it taught me a lot. It taught me to grow up. I would say it's an option that people should definitely consider, especially athletes. That's an opportunity, I think, that if it does come by, you have to take it. Getting that training every single day, getting pushed to your limits, getting to play against competitive players who have been at the highest level before, it's only going to make you better and hopefully achieve the dreams you'd like to achieve. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Great being here.
Good day. My name is Mzwakhe Mhlanga, and I'm an international student from South Africa. I attend the University of Mount Olive here in North Carolina. My major is business analytics, and I'm also a student athlete. I play Division II soccer for the University of Mount Olive's men's soccer team. Growing up, it's always been a dream of mine to study overseas. And when I heard that BrUSA Sports was helping students like myself with applying for universities overseas, I decided to reach out to them and they were able to help me. Personally, this has been an amazing experience for me. I've been able to make friends from various countries, different countries around the world, and I've been able to learn about different cultures around the world. You know, the facilities here are great, and they made me realize on a daily basis how privileged I am to have this opportunity. I would definitely recommend BrUSA to other student athletes because, like myself, what started off as a dream is now a reality. So for other athletes out there, I would recommend BrUSA because they're very helpful and they really helped me getting this opportunity that I have now.
This has been the Super Sports Schools podcast, bringing you stories of our future stars, powered by Spur Steak Ranchers.